was not a banner day offensively for the Eagles. But tonight is a new opportunity. Lonergan to throw on first down, pressure all over the place, and he does just get rid of it.
Nightmare for anybody with that size.
Here's Turbo. Looking to attack the middle of that Clemson. Turbo. Had a hole.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, Florida State, Penn State, some surprise shockers this afternoon.
Turbo makes the catch out of the back. Big drive here for BC. Already down 10 in the first quarter. And they'll be able to move the chains. First down, and still going. Turbo Richard.
Did the play against these potential NFL players. Did you see it on that play?
And they want to go quickly, almost.
Pass interference. Defense, number 8. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
First time tonight, BC in Clemson territory. Richard has a lot of room to run, and he's got a blocker in front of him. Powers through another tackle inside. Lonergan to throw. As Richard can't make the catch, that's going to be an incomplete. Heck of a player in his own right, filling in for Woods. Here's Turbo again. Lowers his shoulder. They answer. Lonergan just 1 for 4 for 6 yards. That's going to help get it to Bond. That's
or as active as Bond is, and that's when other guys have to step up.
Turbo's got 34 yards on 6 carries. Lonergan steps into it. Beautiful pass to Bond.
And make himself a target for his quarterback. Good job.
Now he wants to move quickly. Pocket collapses. He's able to pick up what he can, and that's
what you have to do as a young quarterback.
Richard cuts it inside. Gets down to the 30.
Inside.
They'll run with him again.
We need you to fall forward.
Lonergan. Nice play to McDonald out of the backfield. Lowers his shoulder and gets down to the... Give to Richard. Keeping it on the ground. Turbo tries to cut it up. Lonergan. Now play action. In all kinds of trouble. Heaves it to the end zone. Flags.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 17. That penalty is declined. Pass interference, defense, number 5. The foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
To locate the football, they don't make that call.
Turbo into the end zone.
It's been asking.
The result of the play
Be Turbo.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 71. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
You are.
Now can BC answer in this first half. Lonergan to throw. Clemson bringing just 4. That ball tipped in the air. He kept it down. Clemson defense alert. Not letting Lonergan free. 3rd and 9. Lonergan steps into it. Bond makes the catch. Again, Clemson brings 4. Lonergan over the top as a tight end. A true freshman. Looks to him again. Fine.
Well, I think they've established a run more so this week than they were able to last week. Turbo's really involved in this football game, and I think that's changed what they've been able to do.
McDonald in the backfield with Lonergan. Lonergan will throw. Bond.
Those defenders and giving him the space that he needs.
McDonald.
8 conference games, and I think that is one of the big concerns.
Fumble. Lonergan had it knocked out of his... It's a Clemson team that scored only 34 first half points in their first timeouts. Now Lonergan's going to throw. Steps into it.
Tight, because Clemson is trying to strip that ball from those BC offensive players.
That was a tight window. Lonergan
should have made. The ball got to him.
Lonergan. That ball looked like it was tipped. Still. Clemson brings pressure on the edge. Lonergan steps up. Tries to get it himself, and he picks up some. Lonergan to throw. As a man, Chudzinski just can't come up with it. Half. Empty backfield for Dylan Lonergan. Lonergan had completed 9 in a row at one point in time in that second quarter, but now he's misfired on his last 4. Here's Turbo again, getting to the second.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Call. Clemson showing pressure, and they bring it. Chudzinski makes the catch. Again, Clemson showing pressure. And they get to him.
You've got a Clemson defender player down on the field, and he just jumps on his back. You can't do that.
Turbo, tracked down from behind. Lonergan to throw. Quickly to Bond. He gets met. Lonergan to throw. Clemson. Now they got him. Yeah, a little desperation throw by Vizina on 4th down. New quarter for the second week in a row. Coach O'Brien hoping to light a spark under his team here in the second half. Rising. And that play was, so at the end of the day, it's 3 turnovers now against Clemson here in the second half, and that's something that is not going to make. Rising to the end zone, almost a fantastic one. Rising gets rid of it. Look out. Bond is able to make the catch. A lot of pressure. Rising to the end zone for Harris. Back here to Chestnut Hill in November, you're going to want to pack a lot more.
I got some Connecticut blood in me as well, so I'll be ready for it.
Around that pit game. Rising continues to work the middle of that Clemson defense.
Positive things from Lonergan after that tough ball game last week at Pittsburgh.
Getting some playing time in the 4th quarter for the second consecutive week. McDonald straight up the middle, power running.
I want to see him get more touches.
Rising to throw. Flushed out of the pocket, head downfield. Again, tried to hit Judson. McDonald in motion. Motion again. Rising to throw. Pressure on the edge. Eludes it at first and does a nice job at getting it
to allow them to continue this drive.
Again, pressure on the edge. Rising steps up. He's got room to run. And he slides down at the 4. Again, has all kinds of room to run, and he takes it. Again, climbs up in the pocket. As a defender chasing him, but he picks up good yardage. Got 19 yards on 3 scrambles. Loses this football, picks it up. He's not going to get away from that. Rising to throw. All at home and at Louisville. Rising did a nice job just as brutal.